So here's what I find funny. I find it rather humorous that there are transgender people who are angry with Miss Jenner. This is why I find that funny. I find it funny because half of you that are angry or calling her a media whore or saying she's doing this for publicity all have YouTube channels. So let me guess. You are attempting to educate while she is what? Trying to get ratings? I don't see the difference. Her platform's larger than yours. Maybe. Are you jealous? Because I don't think she's really doing anything wrong. Or she really did anything wrong. I thought that was an amazing interview. Now, mind you, I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't have to. My husband watched it for me. I did catch a couple of parts or whatever. But I know that the things that she said, the parts that I did catch, it was kind of like that was enough for me. I didn't really need to watch very much more. I didn't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. And I loved it. I loved how genuine she was. I loved how she went from seeming really apprehensive about and really scared about speaking her truth. And you could see the confidence start to just ooze out of her as she spoke. And bitch, she is going to sit. Okay? She's going to look very nice. If she decides to start hormones and yada, 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 when she starts fully presenting as a woman. And she does, I mean, she looks nice now. I mean, considering. I have like an eye booger or something. Or maybe I'm just tripping. I always think I have eye boogers. I did want to say this to all of my cisgender counterparts. So you watched a documentary, or I'm sorry, an interview with Bruce Jenner. Bruce is what she wants to be called until she starts presenting fully as female, which is fine. I don't really like calling her Bruce, so we'll just say Miss Jenner. So you watched the interview. You are not now a fucking transgender connoisseur. You don't have a full understanding. Let me fix that. You'll never, ever, no matter how many documentaries, interviews, fucking, I don't care what you do. Write a thesis, do as much research as you want. You'll never fully understand what it's like to be a trans person. Only a trans person can fully understand what it's like to be a trans person. And even deeper into that, no trans person is the same. So, to assume that we all fall under the same type of like umbrella would be to say that all cisgender people are the same. All homosexual people are the same. All lesbians are the same. All purple people eaters are the same. Nobody is all the same. But I do appreciate that a lot of cisgender people are trying to better understand what it's like to be transgender. I wish that Miss Jenner didn't have to be the reason, because we've been around, sitting in your faces, making YouTube channels. We're your cousins, your uncles, your aunts, your sisters, your brothers, your children. And 2020 should not necessarily be the reason why now all of a sudden you want to understand, when we've been trying to get you to understand this whole time. Now, that being said, I would I'll take an ally wherever I can take an ally. However, in light of Miss Jenner, let's now use this to talk about all of the trans women that have been murdered just in the beginning of 2015. You know what I mean? It's not a small number. I don't have the exact number on me now. But it seemed like every week, every other week, another transgender woman was being murdered, on top of the many trans people who are committing suicide, because it takes for people to speak about it on 2020 for everyone else to give a shit, when all we've been doing is asking for you to give a shit to begin with. I'm not going to say that those who took their own lives were any weaker than I am or any stronger than I am or whatever the case may be, but I could have very easily been in that box because I didn't necessarily have a support system. The support system that I did think I had wasn't a support system at all. And it's still hard. 5 years later, 6 years later, I've been on T 5 years. So 7 years later, and I still have to deal with certain things, like, you know? So, I mean, for those who are learning or are willing to learn now, keep it moving. Don't just leave it at Laverne Cox and Miss Jenner. Don't just leave it at Teak Milan and Buck Angel. Like, we are around you, and I guarantee you know somebody, or you know somebody who knows somebody. Just try to get yourself educated. Let's try to minimize the deaths. Let's try to minimize the murders. Let's try to minimize the hate as a whole. I am going to be making some more videos. I'm trying to think of a platform. I have a video from me and Elijah that I've been editing for like a week. It's pretty funny. So stay tuned for that. And yeah. So I said what I need to say. I know it's kind of all over the place, but that's how I am. I'm random. Get over it. Bye.